What's up everyone, welcome to Kaiser channel. Today we're doing a comparison between the Avalanche Exia and the Astraea test pack as requested by a fellow viewer. Just some background information, the Astraea is a second generation Gundam in the Gundam 00 series, which will be the base for the third generation Gundam like the Exia, which you will see why there's a lot of similarities throughout the videos. Before we start, we just want to say that we are using the Avalanche Exia, the normal set, and not the limited edition Weapon Plus set, but we'll go through the differences as well. So let us begin. To start off, we have the coloring of the armor. It's definitely different with the Exia, and it's mainly blue and white, while the Astraea, it's mainly just white. However, not only is the color scheme is different, but the actual coloring is different as well. If you take a closer look at the Astraea armor piece, you'll see that the white is actually a rich metallic color, while the same piece on the Exia is just matte white. The orange on the Exia, like the one you see on the GN condenser, is just a normal orange with some sparkles mixed in it that it's hardly noticeable. I believe this was their first attempt of making a metallic color, and obviously it's no match to the Astraea's metallic orange, which you will see. However, you have to keep that in mind that the Exia was released on the end of 2014, while the Astraea was in 2019, almost 5 years apart, and you can see just how much they have grown over the years. The main body is obviously different, being that they're two separate units. In the Exia, the front waist armor actually has these sub-arms that rolls out to hold the GM beam saber / dagger, as well as the GM blades that he carries with him. As for the Astraea, it doesn't have it in front of it. But the Astraea does have two movable joints at the rear waist armor, which the Exia doesn't. So we can call this an even. Speaking of the rear waist armor, the Astraea has actually 4 different rear waist armor for you to choose from. So you can actually choose whichever one you like up to your preference. Another noticeable difference is the back, which is the Exia has a GN drive with a cone-shaped cover, and it's also detachable. But on the Astraea, they have these 3 adjustable thruster design and does not have the detachable GN drive. Story has it that the 3 thruster design, although it has a higher propulsion and maximum performance of the GN drive, but with a cost of high stress and instability. As you may also know, the Celestial Being has only a limited supply of the original GN drive. So taking into this account, they have adopted the cone-shaped cover, which allows better stability and safer performance when developing the 3rd generation Gundam like the Exia we have right here. The Exia also has a movable back weapon rack for you to store its weapon on it as well. If you have the normal edition, you will only have a left weapon holder to hold one set of the GN blades, the short and long, and the other side for the GN sword. But if you have the limited edition, then you'll have 2 weapons holder so that you can hold one set on the left and another on the right. As for myself, I only got the normal edition. That's why, like I always do, I went to look for an unofficial item to complete my set. And here I have it's the right weapon holder for me to put it on to the Exia. As for the other set of the GM blades, where did I get that from? I got that from the normal metal build Exia set that I have 2 sets of, and I just took 1 set from that. The biggest difference between the two would be the amount of weapons that the Astraea has compared to the Exia. Now here in front of you are the Astraea's weapon. Now I purposely didn't include the additional 8 GN shields that came with the option set because I just didn't have the room to fit them all in. So let me go through them one by one. Here you have on the left, it's the Proto GN broad blade. The short side and the long side, together it forms one big blade. And on the top, you have the Proto GN High Mega Launcher. And here you have is the Proto GN sword that will become the basis of the GN sword that Exia will be using. Next, we have the big GN shield, and then you have the small one right here. This is the GN launcher and the GN beam rifle. And there's so much more in the story that the Astraea uses as well, but unfortunately they did not make it into the product. The reason why the Astraea has all these different types of weapons to use is because in the story, he's basically a guinea pig to test and collect data for all these weapons, which later on further develops into more powerful weapons for the third generation Gundam, such as the Exia. As for the Exia, these are the only weapons that came with the set. You got the GN sword on the left, and on the other two, it's the GN blades, the long one in the middle and the short one on the right. Now, if you actually purchase the limited edition, the Weapon Plus set, you actually get another set of the GN blade, both long and short, one set extra, so you have a total of 2 sets of these. But like I said, I only got the normal edition, so I only have 1 set of this. Now here we have is the comparison of the GN swords. You have the GN sword from the Exia, and you have the Proto GN sword from the Astraea. You can tell clearly the size of it is totally different. The size of the GN sword on Exia, it's really thick on the blade, while it's really thin on the Astraea. As for the coloring, you have it's the silver and a metallic black on the Exia. As for the Astraea, it's a close to bronze color on the blades, as well as the metallic black on the middle. As for the handle of the GN sword, you can see that the Astraea does not have the same setup as the Exia does. The Exia has a shield-like grip that's on the GN sword, as well as on the other side, it has a small guns embedded in it that we often see in the anime that Exia uses. Now let me backtrack a little bit, as I forgot to mention to you that both the Exia and the Astraea does have the beam saber handle for you to equip the beam saber effect so that you can make it into the GN beam saber as well as the GN beam daggers. But the Astraea only has 2 that came with the entire set, and you can see that you can display it onto the shoulder just like the Exia, as well as you can change another rear waist armor so that you can put it at the back as well. As for the Exia, you can see that you can put both of the beam saber handle on the shoulder as well as the weapon rack that he has on its back. So making a total of 4 handles near the shoulder areas. That looks really cool. As for the coloring, the beam saber handle on the Exia, it's white with a tad of silver on the tip of the handle. While the Astraea, it's gold at the same area. One aspect that the Exia lacks compared to the Astraea is the number of weapons that you can play around with, and the Astraea wins definitely in this aspect for what it's worth. Now the retail price of the Exia limited edition with the option set was at a total of 31,800 yen back then, while the Astraea with the option set is at a total of 40,700 yen. Yet you might think the cost is quite different, but if you consider the inflation over the past 5 years, then both sets are roughly around the same if they were to release in the same year. So the Astraea worths every dollar that you get. Having said that, if you have both of them, obviously it is great to keep them both as each of them has their own uniqueness that's just worth keeping. Although the color on the Exia is somewhat lacking, but nevertheless it's a good piece. However, if you wish to purchase the Avalanche Exia because you either newly joined the Metal Build family or you wish to complete your collection, then I would say you really need to rethink this. And here's why. The Avalanche Exia said, regardless of which edition you're getting, either the normal edition or the limited weapon edition set, is a Tamashii web exclusive, so making this extremely difficult to get your hands on nowadays. Not to mention, if you were to get a brand new one from any online shop that you can find, such as Amazon, the costs are just insanely high, especially for the dash unit option set, which can cost as much as the main Astraea itself. The current price you can find on the Amazon Japan for the Exia normal edition, it's 54,000 yen, which has already doubled its original price. As for the dash unit option set, it's currently at 28,600 yen, which is 7 times of its original price. So if you do not own any part of the Avalanche Exia already, then I strongly discourage you to purchase it unless your wallet is ready for this. Now, this is just my observation and do not have any insider information, nor do I have solid information based on it. But lately, Bandai has been renewing some of their older products, like we have seen, for example, Double O Riser Designer Blue, Strike Freedom Soul Blue, Strike Gundam, Red Frame Kai, Gold Frame Amatsuhana, and even ones not from the metal build like the DX Chogokin YF29 Durando from the Macross F series. So there might be a chance that we might be able to see the Avalanche Exia renewed with a new paint job and also with the official GM broad blades that we've seen in the Astraea. I just hope that Bandai will actually throw 2 sets of the GM broad blades like they do with the Astraea if they really renew this product. So what do you guys think? So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and find it useful. If you liked this video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Also, feel free to share out my videos and channel to your friends and anyone who might enjoy my videos. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.